Today I went to a school trip because I'm weird like that. And at the school trip we went to a place called Breakout Games. I'm not going to mention where this Breakout Games is, even though there's only like 3 of them that are in Scotland. But still. And I won't say the exact codes things for a lot of the answers, so it's so fun for people if they find this video and then go there. Okay, so we're going there, and then they're like, okay guys, we're gonna split you in groups, and I already didn't know everyone that was here, so I was like, well shit, because I don't have friends. And then, luckily, I get put in a group with with 2 of my friends. One's kind of my friend, not really, and someone that is also my friend. This one's actually is my friend completely. So we go in, and this one's a science one, okay, and it's about hiding a virus, okay? Well, not hiding a virus, you got to find the virus, which is supposed to be blue in a vial. I'm not gonna say, but I do not know what it looks like. Basically, so there's a shelf, there's a counter, to your left there's a shelf, and behind that shelf there's a counter. On these shelves there are books, on the counter there's a Bunsen burner, and then to your right there's some shelves and a locker. The locker, everything is locked. Okay? So, we're going about, looking about, and I'm the first person to find something. I look, and then we see a book that has a little thing coming out, and I pull the thing out and make sure I know where the page is. Okay, the thing that I found says, uncovered secret, and some of the letters are lowercase and some are capital, and because there was a poster, the poster said the periodic elements, and I was like, cool, I know what to do. So I told everyone my plan, which was to look at the periodic elements, find their atomic number, and add that all together. We got it, and it turned into a 4-digit number. Put it into the one of the fucking into the locker. Yes, into the locker. We open the locker and we find a key and a safe, but the safe has a directional lock on it. So we're going about and we're like, how do we unlock the key? Doesn't go anywhere. So we have the key. Okay, and then we notice that there's a normal lock on that safe. So we use the key to open the safe. But there's still a directional lock which prevents us from fully opening it to see what's in it. And then we go, well, there's a directional lock, so we're gonna move the things in it about and see what we can get. We never found what it was. So then we kept looking about, and under the safe we found a fucking, what do you call it? A map. And a thing talking about how you would where the guy goes. The scientist that used to own this lab that we're in. And then I'm like, oh yeah, look at where his journey is. And put that into the directional lock. And it opens. And basically, I forgot to mention this, but beside this poster with the periodic elements, there is a TV, and across from the TV there is a few random posters that did mean something, but I didn't know. But on this TV, it just has a timer because we have an hour to get out of this escape room. To find the virus, because it's not a weird, real escape room practically. Well, it is. You escape by using the virus. I don't know how, but you do. So we're like, oh yeah, everyone's doing that. And on the screen, it says that we have 4 hints. And then accidentally, something I did signaled to them that they needed to give me a hint. I don't remember what it was, but they gave me a hint, and it was exactly what we were doing anyway. So I was like, easy, at least we know that we're doing the right thing. We open it, and guess what it gives us? Nothing. It didn't give us anything. Except a code. Then we look at this code, and then the code had heaps of random puzzles, and we did the puzzles, and it gave us a 4-digit code. I'm not going to say the puzzles because they're kind of the most entertaining part of the whole puzzle, the whole escape room. I'm just joking, but they're really fun. So we do them, gives us a 4-digit code, and we open a cabinet. I forgot to mention the cabinet, but there's a cabinet somewhere in this room. We open the cabinet, and the cabinet leads to another room. Wow! But we didn't escape. This is part of the room. So we go in there, and there's a drawer. There's a few random pictures that don't mean anything, we can tell. And there's some gloves and 2 holes. And then we go, well, what should we do with these gloves and the hole? And my immediate thought is, I need to take a breath. Oof. But yeah, my immediate thought is, get the gloves on, get the tallest person to look through, to put your hands through the holes and figure out what's going on. And what we feel is letters, and these letters mean fucking nothing. Because they're not letters. Shocking. Yeah, basically. Oof. So the letters don't mean anything, and we're like, cool, okay. And then we're like, this key might mean something, and then we see a different cabinet that we didn't notice, and we put the key in the lock on it, and it opens something up, and it turns out to be numbers. The numbers have colours. We look at the colours on the key that we found later, and it gave us a code. We put the code into an electric lock. We look in the safe that was in the electric lock, and it gives us another puzzle. We work out the puzzle, and yeah, it gives us a 4-digit code. We put it in the safe that we found in a drawer that also had the same 4-digit code. No, it wasn't the same 4-digit code. You know, in the drawers that I was talking about, they had a UV light, and if you shine the UV light at a certain part of the wall, it gave you a digit code. Yeah, you do that, and then yeah. So yeah, it's fun, good fun. It gave you the code, we found the safe, we put it in the safe, and then instead of opening, like it should have, it just said, no unlocked. The safe was locked. The safe had been locked by the previous group. And we died, we lost, because we had to wait 10 minutes trying to figure out a way to unlock the safe, which was broken because of the other group. So that was the 4-star, the virus room. And then we were like, let's go to the Frankenstein room, the horror room. I just said the name of the room and I don't care anymore. The horror room, which is 5 stars difficulty, and no one has completed it. That is went in it recently. So we're like, well, fuck. Yeah. So we go in, and we die. I'm just joking. But we go in, and the guy that goes in says that when there's a jump scare, always go to a certain corner, because they make sure they don't go to that corner because all the anxiety kids and the shy kids that don't like getting scared go into that corner. By the way, we wanted to do this group, even though I'm a pussy and I'm scared very easily. Basically, so I sit in that corner for a while, and then someone is like, well, I found something, because in this room there's a door which leads to another room that is part of the room that has a clock. The clock has men on it. There's a cabinet in the room that we start in that has little men in it, which has a code that they're doing a little dance, and if you look at the dances they're doing and then line it up with what the dances on the clock, the numbers that it adds up to, you get it into a safe, into a lock that's on a cabinet, and the cabinet leads to a coat, and the coat is covered in blood, fake blood, obviously. And then in this coat, you check the pockets, and the pockets have keys, a key, but we didn't know there was a key. The key had fell out the pockets. So I had this little coat, checking in it for about 10 minutes, trying to find a key that had fell on the ground. Someone sees it and uses it to open the door into the other room. We look in the other room and immediately go, wait, this is a horror room, and the only thing that's been spooky so far is how ambient it is, and the music being spooky. So we're like, fuck it, this is gonna be terrifying, isn't it? And it was. So, in this room, there was a door and a bed, and because this was called Frankenstein, we were like, well, that's where Frankenstein has arisen. And I was like, shit, because there are heaps of posters about the creepypastas, like the Russian sleep experiment creepypasta, and Wayfinder, is that what you call it? I can't remember the name of it. Something, I don't know. I think it's called Wayfinder, I don't know. Someone painting on things back of the head, and the painting is also on a piece of paper. It's confusing, but yeah. But another thing is another door, but we know this door shouldn't have been there, because it's just green paper in the window that's on the door, and we're just like, well, I know that there's someone behind there, because he's doing the voiceovers for some of the music. Because just like little spooky sounds. We know that because we mentioned it. And then we're just like, well, fuck it. And there's a closet, there's a cupboard open, and we're like, an open cupboard, yes! But we know that this is too easy. This is gonna be a jump scare. So, instead of letting them fucking jump out and like scare the person that's going to get the thing, I stand away while someone knocks on the door and runs and takes the thing that was in the cupboard, which was another key. And instead of someone jumping out like we thought, instead someone banged on that door very loudly and turned off all the lights. It was spooky, and everyone came into my anxiety corner, and I was standing at the back hiding in a coat. So that was good. I took off my jumper for like 10 seconds and then put it back on because I was cold. So we use this key, and it shows us a typewriter and a phone. The phone says that you will get punished if you do the wrong thing in the fucking typewriter on the phone. And we're like, shit, we're gonna die. But then we check some random code we think might work from like random bits of paper on the floor. And we unlock another thing which has a fake heart, a fake arm. And then we're like, oh, cool. And then the voiceover guy says, oh yeah, I need an arm, which we've got. Some fingers, and some eyes. And then someone, very smart tall boy, goes, wait, I see a jar of eyes. And we're like, cool, we've done it. Done it again. And then we get the jar, and we're like, yes, we've done something good for once. And then we find the fingers, and they all have numbers, and then we're about to put the number in. And the voiceover guy just says, time's up. We're gonna go get you now. And then all the lights turn off again. And then when they turn back on, the guy that runs it just goes, did you have fun? And we're just like, well. And everyone in my class was like acting like they were not scared. And I was just there, traumatized, sitting in my anxiety corner again. Yeah. And then we had to walk to a place to get our food. And I was silent the whole time, which is not good because I'm usually really talkative, and everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with Hawk? And I was just like, ha 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 ha. I'm traumatized. Good. I ate a sandwich and it was good. And then I was back to my usual self, and someone rang it up and I was just traumatized again. And I'm still quite traumatized. If anyone ever wants to go Breakout Games, it is the best escape room I've ever been in, also the first one. There's also a Harry Potter one, and a jungle one, and a detective one. But the detective one was very easy, accordingly, so no one got into it. The Harry Potter one, I don't like Harry Potter that much. I do, but it's not that good. I've only seen like 2 movies and read the third book. I haven't finished it. And there was a jungle one, I think I just mentioned that, where you had to play a certain note on a thing to win, I think. Something along the lines of that, on like a drum or some shit like that. You had to play like a rhythm. And I was not in the mood for anything. He did mention the jungle one was a bit musical, and I was like, fuck that. Let's do the sciencey one and the horror one. So we did that. Right, I'm gonna go because this is nearing 15 minutes, and my recorder doesn't want me to do that. So, bye-bye.